Hello and welcome back, my lovely, lovely listeners. I hope you guys are ready because today's story is My Hotel Has a 13th Floor, Part 2. And today's edition of My Hotel Has a 13th Floor features the ever amazing and absolutely fantastic CreepsSpaghett. And I'm super psyched to have him on it, and I know he did a fantastic job. So if you guys enjoy this, make sure you hit that thumbs up button to let me know you liked it. Also, be sure to subscribe to just know whenever we have new content and for more content like this. Without further ado, here is My Hotel Has a 13th Floor Part 2, featuring CreepsSpaghett and written by the wonderful Dustin Bragg. Enjoy. Well, I must admit, I am pleasantly surprised that so many of you guys and gals dug my previous post. That was as unexpected as seeing the BunnyMan when I got here tonight. Oh, but before I get to that, I wanted to address a few questions that you guys asked. First thing, I work my shift completely alone. Most hotels do this to their auditors. I rarely see any of my coworkers, and when I do, it's a super quick hi-bye situation. Other than the beginning and ending minutes of my shift, it's just me and the guests. And, as most of you may have guessed, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. guests aren't much company. Secondly, the puppet. Someone asked if it was a marionette style. I didn't see any strings, but wasn't looking for them either. I can tell you all for sure that it wasn't the sock puppet kind, not made of cloth. I personally remember it as the kind that needs a hand up its ass, but I didn't see a proct operator anywhere. Thirdly, someone wanted the name of the hotel. You're going to be a bit disappointed. I can't give you much. Like I said, we've had guests go missing, and more importantly, I don't want to cause myself more work by bringing a bunch of curious cats around. I can only tell you that it's an inn that one may consider if they were to be planning a holiday. So many of you were worried about what came down the chute last night, and I won't draw it out. It was a body wrapped in a sheet. I don't think the hotel, or whatever is causing the weirdness here, liked me talking about the 13th floor in my last post. Now, my hotel has a procedure when someone dies on the property. It involves calling the police and the owner without hesitation, as one would naturally assume. I will confess, though, the without hesitation part, yeah, I waited. Normally, things that come out of the chute disappear in, at most, an hour. However, after more time than I was comfortable with of the body lying in a heap on the cold laundry room floor, I kinda started to worry. I made the calls, omitting the part where I had been chilling with the corpse for longer than I was happy about. The police first, and then the always elusive owner of the hotel. A short, balding man whose pride and joy has got to be the bushy mustache covering his upper lip. His name is Raj Patel, but everyone calls him Roger. A cultural thing, I suppose. Anyways, unlike a lot of owners, he almost never comes to the hotel. I've only seen him a handful of times throughout my entire tenure. I was honestly shocked when he answered the first call. He lives only about 15 minutes away, so he can get here pretty quickly when he wants. I also rang the general manager. Not only did she not pick up, but I was sent to voicemail after the first ring. I had been rejected. Whatever, it'll be a surprise for her, I guess. I sneered at my phone and caught the unmistakable sight of headlights reflecting through the lobby. The clear dome light atop the silver cruiser was thankfully off. I didn't need a bunch of nosy guests down here asking questions. The burly man stepped out of his vehicle, which seemed relieved to no longer have to support his ample weight, and pushed through my glass door. Right away, this officer struck me as bizarre. His appearance was enough, but he was wearing those gigantic sunglasses and his hat in the middle of the night. What really got me, though, was the wide-mouthed grin plastered across his rosy cheeks and oddly smooth face. He had a sheen to his flesh, like a coat of sweat. I began to explain the situation and gestured toward the door that leads behind the desk. He disregarded this and propped himself against the desk instead, never once acknowledging me, but continued to flash those pearly whites. I could see my reflection in his sunglasses, and saw that my mouth was kind of agape. So, yeah, like I said, it's a body? It's right back here. Wanna, come do what you do?" I asked, swinging my hand again toward the door. Another moment of silence from Officer Personality, and I was just about to ask what the fuck was wrong with him, when his mouth finally opened. I don't know what I was expecting, but it certainly wasn't the loud, awkward snorting and imitation pig sounds that he released. I just stood there, head cocked, as he continued. Aside from his mouth flapping, he remained statuesque. Suddenly, he went silent once again, and finally his head turned upward toward my face. "Okay," I said slowly, about to repeat where the door could be found as if nothing happened, when he stood straight up, yanked out his sidearm, plugged it between his way too smooth lips, and pulled the trigger. I squeezed my eyes shut, expecting to feel splatters of his brain matter to rain down upon me, or at least expecting to hear the shot. Neither of these things happened, though. I cautiously opened my left eye, only to see that nothing at all was there. No blood, no headless cop, nothing. The reflection of headlight beams caught my attention again. A new car pulling under the awning where the police cruiser had just been. There was no sign of it now either. The new vehicle was definitely Roger's. He paid no attention to my confused look as he rushed through the doorway, putting on a pair of black gloves and throwing open the door to the desk. By the time I turned around, he was already standing over the body, muttering,
Shit,
repeatedly. He raised his eyes to me.
"Did you call the cops?"
He asked, darting to the electric phone log in our piss-poor excuse for a back office.
"Thank fuck. You did the right thing, leaving them out of this."
I was, of course, confused as hell, but I had no time to think as Roger waved me over to the body. I cautiously made my way toward it. He peeled the sheet off of the corpse's face, revealing a young woman. He told me to put some gloves on and give him a hand. "Hold up, man," I said, raising my hands.
"This is Leah. She was a housekeeper. Look."
He pulled the rest of the sheet off, tossing it to the side, not acknowledging the fact that sheet evaporated before it hit the ground. The girl was indeed dressed in a housekeeping smock. Her name tag verified what Roger had said. Only problem is, I had never heard of Leah. I may not see my fellow employees, but I see the schedule, and know absolutely there is no Leah that works here. Apparently seeing the confusion on my face, Roger let out a sigh.
"That's right. It was before you started. Leah went missing in the middle of her shift 8 years ago. We thought she just walked out, up and quit. 2 weeks later, she came down the chute. We called the police, who informed us there was no record of any missing person with her name, but they would send someone out. No one ever came, and we tried again, and got deadline for fucking 911. All further attempts to get help from the police were met with this. We can call them about other things, unruly guests. It all goes fine, but if we mention Leah's name, the call is dropped, and as if the whole call never took place."
He explained. You said 2 weeks after she disappeared she came down the chute? I asked, pointing to the body that he was trying to lift.
"The first time, yeah. A month later, she came back down. This is the third time this same bitch has come down. And let me tell you something, Justin. It ain't the same girl. I've got 2 graves in my backyard to back me up. Gonna have to dig another tonight, so will you grab her feet? The sun will be up soon."
I had no idea what was going on. I don't know if I should have or not, but I helped him load the body into his trunk. He unclipped her name tag, closed the trunk, and nonchalantly told me to give him a call if this happens again. Then, for the first time since I've known him, he told me, "Good job," before driving away. I went back inside, checked the phone log to see that there had been no outgoing call to the police after all. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe this place is haunted, in addition to all of the weirdness. I spent the last hour and a half of my shift sitting in silence, contemplating my life, my job, everything. I'm gonna keep my job. Most nights aren't nearly as eventful. I still think that I somehow caused what happened with yesterday's post. I fully intended to give you guys another short story tonight. I was thinking either the vending machine or the thing that sometimes creeps in the vent. But upon seeing the BunnyMan at the start of my shift, I realized that he had to be my next story. There isn't much to him, and this post is already becoming quite long-winded, so it makes sense on a few levels. So, the BunnyMan. Have you guys ever seen a grown man wear a bunny suit? If you're thinking Frank from Donnie Darko, no, it's not like that. The dude isn't overly sinister, but he can be quite creepy. He's been in room 326, yes, he stays on one of our official floors, for the last 3 years. No one knows who checked him in, or who keeps extending his reservation. Like I said, he wears a full white, furry, Easter bunny suit. Guess where he got his nickname? His official name in the system is just as goofy. Bertram. That is obviously an alias. But again, no one knows who checked him in. He's almost never seen outside of his suit, and when he is, he's always wearing the same plaid boxer shorts and white tank top. And he has never once been seen without his oversized head on. Anytime housekeeping goes to clean 326, they report that it's already immaculate. No towels dirty, bed in pristine order, and no personal property anywhere to be found. To be honest, we don't ever really think about the guy, and just kind of laugh it off when a guest asks us what's up with the crazy rabbit guy. Tonight though, upon arriving at my post, the second shift employee, a mousy girl named Shannon, who's only been here around 3 months, was nervously staring at the computer monitor. "How goes it, Shan?" I asked, assuming she had heard about last night's events. She waited until I was behind the desk before answering in a hushed tone. "Is he still down there?" she hissed, jerking her head toward the hallway. I peeked around to see him standing there directly below the camera. He knew he was hidden from its view. He held a handful of balloons and shot me an excited wave. I kind of smiled and just waved back. I was going to tell Shannon that he was fine. She probably hadn't been around long enough to notice him yet, but she had already punched the clock and thrown her jacket on. She hurried out the door. I just shrugged and took another peek around the corner. You guessed it, no BunnyMan in sight. While I was typing this out, I got a really strange call. A muffled voice on the other end spoke in an oddly jovial tone for 3:22 a.m. He knows more. Check the audit boxes. Yuck. Then the line went dead. I glanced at the display screen to see the room number. 326. Of fucking course. Audit packs are just large envelopes that contain the day-to-day details of the hotel. There's never anything interesting in there. Hell, I make most of them. We keep them in bank boxes marked with the month and the year they're from in a storage closet on the second floor. I could easily just go up there and look, but I have no idea what I'd be looking for though. What do you guys think? Should I have a look or ignore the weirdo in the rabbit costume? I'll tell you one thing for sure. If I do decide to head upstairs, I'm taking the elevator. So not only do we have a horrifyingly haunted 13th floor on this hotel, we also now have a dead body who's come down the chute 3 times, and it has not been the same body each time, though it is the same person apparently. We also now have a man in a bunny rabbit costume, and oh my god, I love where this story is going. Seriously, stick around for this one. I cannot wait to read the rest. All that said, I want to say thank you to Dustin Bragg for letting me read the series. I love it, and I'm very thankful. On top of that, I also want to go ahead and plug Slappy's Diner. There is a link in the description. The name of the novel is Slappy's Diner. It is by Dustin Bragg, and it looks to be really good. The ratings are fantastic, and I'm probably going to be buying it here soon. Yeah, so check that out. Let them know what you think of it. You can also let me know what you think of this video in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Also, you can go ahead and hit that thumbs up if you like the story, which, come on, this story is amazing. You should like it. On top of that, you can also hit that subscribe button to hear the rest of the story, because this is part 2 of the entire 8-part series, which means there's 6 more. Also, in the description, you'll find links to my subreddit, Facebook, and Twitter, and a link to a page where you can submit a story to me if you want me to read it on my channel. I don't know why I did that so fast. I need to stop drinking caffeine. Okay, all of you, have a fantastic day. I love y'all. See you next time. But until then, sleep well. And avoid the 13th floor.